welcome to Life at Strawberry Cottage. I'm Michelle, wife to Mariah and mama to one sweet baby girl. Sorry it's been a little while since we last had a visit. It just got kind of crazy busy around here and lots of different things going on. Some happy and some sad. Just the happy summertime things we've been doing where I haven't had as much time to stop and make a video. And then also, if you're a subscriber, you may have seen I posted last week that my Mema did pass away. If you're a longtime subscriber, you may remember our Knit and Natter with Mema videos. We made a few of those. I'll put a link to that playlist here if you'd like to see it. But yeah, we're just dealing with that loss and the grief that goes along with that. Of course, there was the visitation and funeral, and actually a bunch of my cousins we brought blankies that Mema had made for us and our babies. This blanket that I'm folding here is the one Mema made for us, for our sweet baby. She actually made it before Mariah and I even got married. We were engaged, and she's like, I'm gonna make you a blanket just in case the Lord blesses you with a baby and I'm not here to see it. But as the Lord would have it, he blessed us right away, so she was able to meet our baby. I am just so grateful that she was able to see me get married and to see the blessing of our sweet baby, and just that she got to witness all those things. And she would just marvel every time I'd go visit her. She'd just marvel at what the Lord had done and just how sweet and kind he's been. And I just think it's so sweet and kind of him to let her see those things. She passed exactly 6 months after our sweet papa, her husband, and I'm just so glad to know that they're both out of suffering now, and we have that great hope that they are with Jesus. As I was tidying up the living room here, I was just thinking about how these ordinary little things that we do every day are really an act of love for our families. My Mema was one to take good care of her home and her family. She was always cooking something delicious in the kitchen, and her hands were always busy doing something for somebody else. It's just such a legacy and such a testimony. I'm so grateful to have her. Actually, both my grandmas were that way, Grandma Linda and my Mema. It was such a blessing, too, to see the love that Mema and Papa had for each other. They had such a sweet marriage. They had their fair share of difficult times and hardships, but they had their fair share of great times as well. They enjoyed traveling together when they were able, and they made many wonderful memories together. They were a very together couple, I would say. They didn't really like to be apart from each other, and I just think it was such a sweet thing to see. As they were aging and not able to get out and about, once neither of them could really drive anymore, they spent so much time at home, just each other and any company that came to see them. But they just got along together and made the most of what they had, and they just enjoyed being together. That's what I really wish for my marriage. They were the sort of people that you just fell in love with straight away. My husband said the first time he met them, he knew he loved them and they loved him within a few minutes of meeting each other. It's just such a precious thing, especially since the time that he got to spend with them was shorter than I would have wished, but it was just such a precious thing for him to be loved by them and to get to love them. I'm just so grateful. Brings tears to my eyes even now just thinking about it. While baby was laid down for a nap, I went ahead and picked up her toys she'd been playing with. I know she'll use them again after she gets up from her nap, but for some reason it makes me feel better if I tidy in between. Keeps things from feeling quite so overwhelming. Plus, I enjoy getting to see her sweet little toys. I have actually made a list on Amazon of some of her favorite things, and I will post a link to that below the video here. I do earn a small commission off of anything purchased through those links, just as a disclaimer, but it's at no additional cost to you all. But I thought you might like to see some of her favorite things. There's also a list of things for the home. I think I made one for kitchen, and then just general home. One other thing I'm trying to think. Oh yeah, laundry. Just in case you're interested in seeing some of the things I use in our home. Eloise Wilkin is one of our favorite illustrators of children's books, so we've got quite a few of hers. Some of those that you saw were used and no longer in print. I use Abe Books for finding those. Our yard is starting to get that nearing the late summer look. We have a volunteer pumpkin patch in the back that is just going like crazy, which is quite fun. I can't wait to see what kind of pumpkins they are, as I had tossed up quite a few different kinds back in a heap in the backyard at the end of last fall once I had purchased. So it'll be a surprise what kind they end up being. As you can see, we have the start of a fence going up back there, but it is been at that point for a little while now. There's just not enough time in the day to get everything done, and this time of year my husband does work long hours, so things like that just take a little longer to get completed, but I don't mind. It's fun imagining what it's going to be like when it's finished. The daisies are nearly done blooming, but all my flowers in pots are still doing well and blooming like crazy. Got a few things that I still need to plant. Bought some strawberry plants on clearance, and there's a chive plant there too. I am not a hot weather person. I prefer cooler temperatures, so once it gets to be scorching out, it's enough just to get the bare necessities done outside, and I end up not doing as much as I'd like to outside. Just gotta keep the poor things watered, so hopefully they make it until I do get around to planting them. I always start with the greatest of intentions in the spring and the highest of hopes, but then once it gets above 80 degrees, I do not enjoy being outside and I want to retreat to the air conditioning. I should learn this about myself by now, but well, I always try to be better. Mariah and I have quite a few plans for the backyard, but I know all of them will take time, but it's just so fun to think and dream about. So once we get the projects we have going finished, we can start on some more. In the meantime, I'll just enjoy what we have. Out front, I've got a little bit of strawberries in honor of Strawberry Cottage, as well as some more pretty flowers. I love geraniums and petunias. The pretty arrangement in this yellow wicker thing were a Mother's Day gift from Mariah. Thanks so much for stopping by for a chat. I hope you're having a great summer so far, and if you're a summer person, I hope you're enjoying the weather. And if you're like me and hot weather is not your thing, hope you're hanging in there. we'll talk again soon. Happy homemaking. Bye.